crypto market right now is at the fun part. You're watching BlackRocks of the world buying more and more Bitcoin. They are now up to 190,000 Bitcoin. At the same time, you're watching economies dropping into recession. So, what do you think is happening in terms of money flow? Money is moving into that direction, and here central bankers are not happy about that. But you can see what's happening here. That's one of the primary reasons why the price is still staying at this level. Now, what do you think is the next leg? Because now we're watching some of our altcoins, especially XRP, breaking through this triangle, which we wanted to see. One. Now, that's not just the small breakout, it's a decent multiple horizon based breakout. So you had the first one, which is a rounded bottom pattern, which broke to the upside. Great. Then you zoom out and you see there is another short-term pattern, which is now breaking to the upside. So while you're in the market, don't go to that dark direction saying this asset is not going to move. It is about to explode. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Remember, when we actually shared this thought process a month back, not everyone were interested in that thought process because the price was dropping. But then what happened? The price bounced back up, which is a great thing to watch. And then we followed it up, and right now, this is the interesting part. Right now, you touched that level of resistance. What do you think is going to happen afterwards? Yeah, we did get that run up. We should see some consolidation. We should see some corrective action. A 10% drop in the market should not panic you, or at least it shouldn't make you take different decisions which can go really wrong. You should not be doing that. When the market is suggesting you that kind of an idea, that's where you double down on the thought process of, okay, this is the asset I believe. And this is the asset I bought initially because I think like this. Did anything change? Nothing changed yet. And this is that time, yeah, we all wanted to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping from here. That didn't happen. You're starting to get rejected. So this kind of a move is going to be great. But there is a catch in it. What if it's like a huge drop? What if it's like a slow drop? ABC. Whichever the direction is, it looks great for the altcoin market. Money is moving into the altcoins. You go on a daily chart here, you remove everything. This is XRP pure. Now, on a daily chart, you broke the moving average. The moving average for XRP is now rounding back to the upside. Whenever this happens, you have seen that the price continues to the upside. Now, to get more price volatility to the upside, we would like to see the same happening on a weekly chart. So on a weekly, we are now testing that resistance, which is the moving average. So 0.57. That's not a bad range, but as soon as you break that, you'll actually notice the fact that it's already starting to turn back to the upside. It doesn't look bad, does it? Right? So that point is, it's clear. On a weekly, you're trying to break back to the upside. Now, you bring in the strength. We have a long way to go, right? So you go on a daily, look at this. We have not yet entered into the overbought territory. That's where momentum comes in. That's where big price action happens. As of now, we are not watching any of those. Yes, it is true that when you look at it on a short-term horizon, the recent pump came in when the 4-hour chart entered the overbought territory. So that's clear. Now the price action would like to go back up and test that. When you go on a monthly, this is where it gets a lot more clear in terms of the price action. and what we can expect. So you're watching the monthly coming back down to the moving average and making it as a support. And that's a strong support. It's a monthly. And we are halfway through the month and we are watching these possibilities here. A little bit of volume and the price is supporting that. It's going back up. Perfect. Perfect. Now we go on a weekly. You're looking at the volume and you're like, okay, the volume is buying volume. Great. It's less than last week's buying volume, but the price is already bigger than the entire volatility of last week. That shows you either sellers are moving out or buyers are doubling down. That's a huge opportunity zone. Now, yes, it is true that XRP is starting to move. But the question then comes in like, okay, there are assets like these which are bursting. Say we thought it actually went up nuts earlier. But did you know the chart was already showing you the possibility that that asset may break this, that asset may go like this, multiple targets. And it's not like, 5 months back. It's like just 2 weeks back. And now you're watching it hit the target 1. It's going to the target 2. It's breaking higher. So the market is definitely showing you a lot of assets breaking through, a lot of assets at the right opportunity zone if you were already positioned in them. We're watching like, okay, some of these trades are slowly picking pace. And if you are already in them, all you need is discipline and patience. But if you are not in them, then yes, these kind of thought process, these kind of ideas at the right time is going to be the most important factor, because on the other side, you will see people selling you fear because that's easy to market it, right? The market is going down. Great. Perfect. So when this was happening, everyone was doubling down on that. We shared the thought process. We are here. We're going to go back up to make these. Now we see, we are at that point. So what next? That is where I say, okay, a lot of questions have been coming to my DM asking about the price, the retracements, and that kind of thought process. So I'm like, okay, if when you actually take this picture in, it may not actually reflect it. So you may literally have to go to Bitcoin chart, and that too on a longer horizon, macro horizon. And this is where it gets really interesting, because when you go back all the way to 2009 and you would like to look at these retracement ranges, okay, this is the first drop. So the 1.618 comes in here. You went up to 4.236. That's the upside. You didn't actually get rejected at the golden level of 0.618 or 0.786. It kept going up. Now, the next one. Okay, fine. This is that next leg. You came up to 0.5, you consolidated. You came up to 0.78, you consolidated. You never came back down. So it's now 2 cycles and you haven't done that kind of a move yet. This is the third one. Here you did get that for sure. Around 0.5, 0.618, the price got rejected. You came back down. You did the retest and you went back up. But what's the key part here? You had a breakout which didn't retest. It went up and the retest happened here. See? Perfect. And then you went back up. Whereas in this cycle, if you do look at that, you can actually literally put the argument like, okay, in that sense, this was our support, which turned into the resistance. As you can see, when we zoom into that, you will notice this wick. To the downside, that was a support. To the upside, that became the resistance. So now when you came back down, you literally tried that range and then bounced back up. Afterwards, you broke this range. You came back down, retested it multiple times, and then went back up, broke this resistance. So this is so healthy. It's super healthy, right? The market is going up. Now, what do you want to really see in this market? That's the biggest question here. This is another consolidation range. You're breaking to the upside. Now, are you negative, or at least am I negative here? I'm like, okay, let's watch the price action and keep my emotions, my thought process aside and look at what the market is conveying. This is where I look at this and say, RSI is trending to the upside. Volume is positive. Now, even though the volume is same to that of last leg, we're not getting a bigger price fluctuation. We're having a smaller one. That shows like, okay, bulls have some slowdown. Bulls are maybe taking a breather. Great. So what does that actually mean? Where are we? Are we here? Are we here? Everyone is confused. No one knows, right? We're trying to find the best odds of in the market. This is where when you come on to a daily, trying to break this down, I would still look at this and put history in terms, right? History kind of shows you what to do, what not to do. One of the biggest examples in the history is like that. When your moving average is starting to saturate, that's where you should have some concern, not when it's expanding. Now, what do I mean by expanding? It goes up, it gets saturated, it comes down, round back up, and go back up. So if you look at each of these scenarios, when you round back and go back up, that's not your top. Yeah, you may have a local correction for sure, but when this saturates, that's where you get the top. Whether that's a weekly, whether that's a monthly, whichever horizon you take. Now, fast forward to the scenario where we are right now. This is a daily chart and we are focusing on the moving average, which is kind of, keeping all the noise aside, just looking at that average price fluctuation. What do you see here? We saturated, we came back down, we made a U-turn and we are going up, isn't it? I mean, at least that's what the charts show you. And when you go back in time to see, okay, last time, when did that happen? Last time in a bull market, when you were going up, at what price did that happen? For me, it looks like this. Maybe I'm wrong. But that gave the price action kind of an 80 to 100% move to the upside, didn't it? Now, say it's not going to give 100. Say it's going to give a 60 or 70%. That still is a decent move. Don't get confused. It won't be from that current 52,000 because that move will be from the next bottom. Maybe it drops to 48, 47 and then go up. That's still a big deal. A 50% run up from there is $70,000. That's a new all-time high. Maybe that's going to be a huge fake out. Maybe there is going to be a huge negative divergence. Then retail get killed. Fine. But as of now, do you see that? Because that one is my opinion, my speculation. But as of now, the chart shows you, we're going up. On a short term, yeah, we're getting negative divergence. We're getting the RSI breaking back to the downside, which shows we need to see some kind of slowdown. And that's exactly what we've been talking about, right? This pattern, this structure, going up, following it up, and now we reached here. What does that mean? Last time when you reached there, the price went sideways like this. So drop to 47,500, 48, whatever is cool. But when will this turn into a red flag? The confirmation for you is going to be super easy. When you're on a weekly chart and the weekly chart gives you a pure negative divergence, you don't have to, panic about a hidden bearish divergence. You can just look at this. The moment you see this, now it can be like this, or it can also be like this, a horizontal one. The price goes up, but the RSI fails to go up. That can also be a negative divergence, or it is negative divergence. So if you see that happening while the price is at 70, fine. That's bad for Bitcoiners, but that's great for altcoins. So right now you're in the market, you're looking at all of this. Understand your time is now, and it's super. Next couple of months is going to be great. So while that great time starts, after waiting for an extended period of time, we would all be looking at it like, okay, we don't want to miss these gains. But yeah, we're not trying to catch that one random asset which is about to pop, but a segment of asset, great liquidity assets, which are showing you a huge reversal. If that's what your target is, and if this is what you're looking at with right calls at the right time, then look at the SI family. 990, 995 members, 990 plus members. Right now, they're taking benefit of this because we've been accurate for last 3 months, last 6 months, last 12 months. We've been spot on just like this. Whether it's at 15,000 Bitcoin, whether it's at 25,000 when people were calling for 10, or at the point 38, which was the recent drop, right? So if you would like to get those on the right time, look at the Patreon. It's given in the description below in YouTube or in the bio in Twitter. If you received value, smash that like button. I see like some people are really hesitant to smash that. Come on, guys, take your hammer, smash it, right? I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.